people don't like the truth nowadays. I mean, the thing is this. The problem with the truth, right? The truth lives alone. The truth lives alone in its little house in the top of the mountain. And all of us down there are all believing that we have the truth. We all here thinking that we have the answer and that we are on the right side, right? And especially when you have media that lean from one side or another one, and they just present you things a certain way. To give you an example, I have a lot of people who completely believe that Africa and whatever is happening in Africa is a certain way, just because they grew up in a country where they've been telling them that we are the good guys. So if you grew up in Europe, Europe will tell you we are the good guys. They sell weapons everywhere. So every time there's a war, they make money, right? Europe and the US sell weapons everywhere, make a lot of money, and then they have companies everywhere and strategic interests, as they say, where they make money from the minerals of a lot of countries that should be rich, and they should not be rich because they have nothing under the ground. And then you grow up watching TV and they tell you, oh, this guy's a dictator. This one, oh my God, oh, Putin, oh my God. And then, so you believe that, yeah, we have the truth and we are on the right side. But if you live on the other side, the television that you see, for example, if you're you live in Congo, like for a long time, if you lived in Congo, international news in English was CNN, from the good guys. And French news was from RFI, Radio France Internationale. So the voice of France is telling you what is good in your country and who is good, or if your leader is good or not. And then, so we have a completely perverted view of the world, because we all believe that we are the detainer of the truth, when actually we don't know. We don't know if we are on the good side or on the bad side. And we might be on the good side sometimes and on the bad side sometimes. It really depends from a subject to another. The problem of people is they want to believe that they are on the good side all the time. Like I was telling about that comment I made on the Abba and Preach video. Like every time I put a comment on their channel, I always get like hundreds of comments under my comments. It's cool, you know. I talked to one of the guys. That he knows my music. He likes my stuff, etc., etc. So we talk from time to time, and I love their content. But a lot of time on YouTube comments, you see a bunch of entitled people that they believe one thing and they believe one thing and they just, where to me is like, it depends. And whatever the subject is, if you talk about like transsexuals, you talk about gays, you talk about racism, you talk about black people, Africa, Trump, it's all like, for all people it's black and white, when the world is not black and white. And so I evolve in a world where I see people carrying their black or their white opinions, and I know the world is 16 millions of colors. And yeah, sometimes the truth is on both sides. So, I know, it's funny. It's good that you don't want to exploit people. You can mentor instead. It's another form of investment, but you'd have to do that with a select few, of course. The thing is this, To me, mentoring is something that is great as well. The real problem is that a lot of times, if you don't make people pay for something, they don't respect it. This is a conclusion I have after 25 years of producing music for other people and creating careers for people. Because they don't pay for it, they act entitled to their victories as if they were their victories when it's your victories as well. So, and the problem with mentoring as well is you have to remove yourself from the results. I'm a person, if I take you by the hand and I explain to you how to do this, how to do that, and I tell you possible outcomes, and we have a positive outcome, I will feel super happy. But if you have a negative outcome, I would really feel sad, that like if I didn't deliver. And the worst part is when I explain something to somebody, I give the blueprint to somebody, and they don't do it. I used to get frustrated about that. I used to get frustrated because I was like, yo, I told you there was a hole here. Why are you jumping in the hole? And in the music industry, you keep telling artists, hey, listen, be careful with this, be careful with that. And you know, once you're famous, things change. Once all the girls want to fuck with you, or all the guys want to fuck with you, it might change you. So make sure your education is kicking in, or if you have one, or make sure you already know, and as long as they're not famous, yeah, listen, no, nothing will change me. Money will not change me. No, nothing. Listen, you are my mentor. Soon as they have one song popping, they're a new person. And all of a sudden, all the things that you told them not to do, they do it. And only 10 years after, and sometimes they fall out with you because of that. And 10 years after, once they realize they fucked their career, they come back to you. Oh, you know, I was young. Please. If I read you some of the letters I received now about artists from back in the days that were talking slick, listen, you would laugh. So to me now, I decided going forward, maybe in 2010, I probably decided that I want to protect my mental health, because I know that I'm too much invested emotionally in the careers of the people I work with, and they're not invested as I am. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a seat back and see it as a business, and only treat my own art as art and everything else as a business. But it's a thing that we all go through. We all have to decide. Some people, they're not emotional. They're here for the money, etc. So, and some people don't like people. Me, I like people. So, you know, when you like people, it's hard to, you know, if you feel you're part of the good ones, it's hard to just see it as a business. But at a point, you realize that you have to see it as a business, because there's a lot of decisions that are hard decisions to take. Because when you deal with artistic stuff, sometimes you have to take the business decision that the artist will hate you for, but that are good for their career in the long run. But before 5 years, they will not realize that it's a good decision. So they will be frustrated with you because of that. And then all the hyenas will arrive from everywhere, and they will like, and if they're not like me, where respect is up there on top of everything else, you end up having people who just switch on you just because of whatever frustration. And some people are good at creating frustration, and that's when you see that, yeah, you're not built like other people. A lot of people, they just forget where they came from easy, quickly. So at a point, you decide for yourself, okay, do I want to swim in this sea full of sharks without protection and get beaten all the time? Or I want to have an armor and maybe not swim, maybe fly over it? Like, it's up to you, depending on how you are. And some people don't care. Some people, they really don't care. They're here to make money. You fuck them up, they change, they go to the next person, etc., etc. Anyone having the same goal as me about what to reach in 2022? by myself at least having two what? Mil sec. Oh, 2 million sec. How much is 2 million sec in dollars? But what's good, sips. People want their own truth, factual or not. This is the problem. Yeah, and people are so and people have been made entitled by their own truth. People now, they go to places where they hear what they want to hear, and they are around only people who tell them this. And if anybody tells them, are you sure that, oof, they get crazy as if you said something crazy to them. And that's the problem. When you cannot have conversation with people, entering the conversation, saying to yourself, I have the truth with me. Because you don't know. Listen, I could tell you so many stories where I arrive somewhere and I believe that I'm right. I don't say I have the truth. I never said that. But I believe that I'm right. And then just one element that I didn't have in the story makes my whole right become false. And all of a sudden I'm wrong. And this is when you have to be humble enough to be like, oh, in this case, with this new piece of evidence, I'm wrong and I'm sorry. And everything I said before has to be, removed and et cetera, and okay, and I'm changing the course of my action and whatever. I can do this because I'm humble enough to not be religious about any opinion I have. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. Those are tastes. But I don't come to people telling them that because something I like or something I don't like, you have to not like it too. Or something hurts me, it has to hurt you too. Or something, I believe this is hate, you have to believe it is too. But because people are abusing words, hashtags, people are just full of, some people, they don't even know what they're talking about. And they just come and they're like, yo, you are this ism or you're this phobic. And it's a way to not have conversations, actually. And there's a lot of societal subjects that people are trying to push on you using guilt, using emotions. And some people are not emotional. Some people don't care about some stuff. Or some people, listen, there's some people that whatever shit happens to somebody and it's horrible, they're gonna be, some people will be like, oh my God, it's horrible, let's go, this matters, that matter, whatever. They start a movement, they go in the street, they want to be okay. And some other people, they're gonna be like, oh my God, that's horrible, fuck, poor person, and prayers for their family. And some other people, they're gonna be like, aye, and they're moving on because they have something else to do. Well, the people who are angry, excited, emotional, they love to come to those people and say, if you don't say nothing, you guilty too. Because there's this thing where activism has become a sort of a thing where it's either black or white. You either in or you are enemy. And I don't think this works. That's me. But they believe it works. So life is about to show them that it doesn't work. When people feel empty, they look towards anything to aspire to. When they build an opinion, they start to force it so they can morph it into the vision they want. That is very, very wise, and that is very, very true. And that's the problem with emptiness. And the problem to me is that the media is fueling those things, and the people who are governing us, instead of trying to see what they can do about it, they are actually caving to all that. What am I gonna do? I'm just a smart guy chilling.